Hey everybody, just doing an updated video, talk a little bit about what's been happening in education lately, just some things that are happening. Let me actually adjust this a little bit, put a light on here, make it just a little brighter in my space today. Getting a couple lights on. All right, so lots of stuff happening. Over the last, I'd say, week or two, just lots of stuff in society happening, lots of stuff in education, lots of stuff that I've been doing. So let me first talk about some more exciting stuff. So a few things. So first of all, I've been working on a book for 2 years. And I finally published it this week, which is really cool. So that's finally done. Basically, I did a video series on instructional design 2 years ago, and I created like about 50 videos for this video series. And then once the series was complete, I took all the captions, the transcription from it, and I started to write that into an actual book for the field. So since I got a lot of good feedback on my videos, I decided it would be really cool to turn that into a book. So I did that. Book is up on my website, pastore.com. Book is free on my website. If you want a printed version, you can order it from Amazon for $10. They charge for shipping and because they're printing it. So the book is free on my website. Kindle version I think is like $5 because I can't charge zero. They won't let me. And the print version is 10, but it's free on my website, free PDF. Just go to my website. It's on the right-hand column. It's in the blog. It's everywhere. So you'll find it, trust me, if you're looking. So that's really exciting and cool that I have that out now. Finally, it's done. That's just like one thing, big thing off my plate that I've been working on forever. I'm teaching a class right now. We have about a week left, so that's going to be done. But then I have to start prepping for my second class that I have to teach, and I got to start prepping for the fall. So fall semester, our esports certificate program starts up, which is pretty cool. I'm really excited for. I think it's going to be a new fun endeavor for me. So I'm excited for that to happen. That starts up in the fall semester. So I'm teaching one class in that, and I'm also teaching some courses in my master's program. So I'm gonna be very busy in the fall semester. Now, what's interesting is I'm starting to talk about the fall. Let's get into it. So, fall semester. Fall semester, fall semester. Where do we begin? So the fall semester is going to be crazy. So far, all that we've heard at UNCW, so far at my university, is that we're going to be back, but most classes are probably going to be online. We are not really going to be going in and out of buildings and stuff nearly as much. I think all meetings will probably be virtual. I don't think we're going to really be in the same room. There are already like room restrictions about how many people can be in a room. When you're navigating campus, you need to wear a mask. Various rules like that, which I don't know how that's going to impact students, like wearing a mask everywhere. I just don't see them wanting to do that or liking that, I should say. Especially because they're most of their age group is pretty low risk. Unfortunately, the problem with that is that all the buildings they go into, the professors, staff, people that serve the food, people that clean the buildings, all those people are not going to be the young, good age group. Like I'm 40, so professors and all the staff and workers and stuff are going to be in that bad age group. So it's going to be interesting to see what universities do. And it seems like, the way society is functioning right now is we basically opened up. Now, I don't think this is the case if you're in the Northeast, but at least down south and in many other parts of the nation, we are basically like full-scale opening. So people are just out and about doing whatever. We also have a significant amount of protests happening right now and just other things like that. Like there's like this whole combination of things like happening. So I'm really curious if we're going to have wave two, if that's going to hit or not. It'll be, unfortunate if it does. Let's just hope it doesn't. So I'm hoping that there's a good effect from the summer on this virus and that it's not really going to impact us in that way. So we're going to have to see like what the open, I mean, we're basically just playing like a big experiment right now. Like we don't know. I mean, I interviewed an epidemiologist earlier this week, and he basically said like we're just a kind of a guinea pig. Like we don't really know how this is going to play out. This is a new virus. We've never experienced anything like this. So we've got to see like with it opening up and people just out, like we don't know how that's going to play out. So getting into that topic of me talking about me interviewing someone, so that's kind of like my new thing, something that I'm enjoying and I'm starting to do is I'm going to try to do like weekly to bi-weekly, at least in the summer, interviews. So far I've done 4. I have one lined up for next week. A guy who runs a very successful podcast will be presenting. He's going to be talking about, I'm going to have him talk about his show, obviously what he does, but I want to get in and really talk about like, well, how did he come up with the idea for this podcast? What technology does he use to podcast? Let's see. How does he think up each show? How does he get his guests? How does he stay motivated to actually do it? Like, what are his recommendations for someone who wants to start up a podcast? Like, what software should they be using? What equipment should they be buying? I'm really curious to hear, like, someone's perspective like that. So I think he's really good. I'm really excited to have him next week for an interview. I think that'll be really exciting. Last week, I actually did 2 interviews. I did my buddy who was an epidemiologist, but I also, the week before that, I interviewed someone from Duke University who he's actually making like 3D stuff from people who are, for coronavirus. He's making like 3D face shields and stuff with a 3D printer, which was really cool. And then I interviewed someone else who he's training people to fly drones. In K-12 education, starting in middle school up through high school, to certify people to fly drones, to do it for a job because of where he sees the field going, which I thought is really just fascinating and really, really, really interesting. I mean, I hear about drones in education, but like, this is not just like drones in education. He's talking about like, this is the future. Like, we're going to be delivering pizza via drones someday, and like, people need to understand this technology. So that's what he's teaching. Really cool stuff. I was really interested in that. I really like that topic. I've got some other topics in mind that I'm going to do. I want to do some interesting stuff too. Like, I got a guitar behind me right there. Like, oh, you kind of can't see it because I got some funky lights on. These are like my room lights that I just have for comfort upstairs when I'm playing games and doing stuff like that. But I want to have someone that makes guitars and have them come on and tell me like about the technology, because I'm a tech person, right? I love just exploring things. Like, what kind of technology goes into making a guitar? Or like, I've been ordering like a weight equipment, and because I'm building a home gym because of coronavirus, I totally don't see myself going back to the gym. Because I've been working out really well at home, and I like that. So I've been like looking up like barbells, and like these people like make them, and like they have different finishes to prevent rust, and it's like really fascinating what goes into making one of these. Like, it's the technology behind it, all the thought, all the science and math and hand skills that go into this are simply amazing, and all these different things in our life that we don't even think about. Like I have, just like anything that I can pick up here. Like, I have a pair of blue light glasses. Like, what goes into making these? Like, wouldn't it be really interesting to talk to like the person who makes these things, or like invents them or tests them, and like hear about that? Like, I think that would be just absolutely fascinating. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with my interviews, and I think it'll be kind of cool and fun. So I'm excited about that. I'm just excited for what's to come. I'm just trying to be positive. I feel like we've just, as a society, are like this virus has just really taken a toll on everyone. And then like other events have magnified that, and we're just at a really bad place. I feel like everyone in America, I should say, I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world, we're just in a very like unstable place. Like, everyone's got political stuff going on and just all kinds of stuff happening, and it's like, we need to work through this as as a society and community and figure out how to get through. So I'm really interested to see how that takes place, and I'm hoping for the best for everything. So we will see how that plays out. But that's kind of like what's been happening with me. That's kind of what's upcoming. You know, I'm really curious to see what happens in the fall semester. The rest of the summer, you know, me and my family, rest of the summer, we are hanging out at the pool. We're hanging out at the beach. We are trying to avoid hanging out with people. But we are letting the kids do like some outdoor activities with friends, like meet a family at the beach and we don't like really interact, but the kids can play together in the water and stuff, and they need it. So it's like we're balancing like this risk versus reward type system right now. But you know, we're trying to avoid stores, restaurants. I think we're just going to keep that up for the rest of the summer. I mean, it's not bothering us. I live in a cool area that like I have a pool to go to, I have a beach to go to. We're very fortunate that I live somewhere like that, and I'm going to take advantage of it. And I don't think we're going to go away this summer. Yeah, so exciting stuff, a lot of stuff happening. I need to totally start doing these kind of videos more often. Come in and just talk for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, like short, instead of doing like 30-minute ones. Maybe at some point I'll actually be dedicated enough to say like every night at this time I'll be, no, I don't think I can ever do that because I'm not that person. Schedules like drive me I can't like function on a schedule like that. I can be like there every Tuesday at a certain time, but to say like every day will drive me insane. For some reason, I'll find something to do at that time that I don't want to be doing it. So anyway, y'all, I guess that is it for tonight, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. I hope the weather's nice for everybody, and everyone can get a little bit of stress relief, and yeah, that's it. Just later, all.